Hi there guys, Tom Quayle here and welcome to this lesson. For this particular lesson, I'm actually using a Yamaha THR10, this little amplifier just here on the clean channel. Really cool little amplifier this. If you look at the design, it's really portable with a little handle on top. Really cool looking thing. It's got lots of amp models on. I'm using one of the higher gain amp models today because it's a really spongy kind of feel. Really easy to play with. The amp's got really cool inbuilt effects and you can plug an auxiliary input in there for playing backing tracks through the full range stereo speakers. Fantastic little thing. And I'm also using this Yamaha Pacifica guitar, really cool guitar, very easy to play. Clean tone sounds like this. Nice little lush chorus sound. Now for this particular lesson, what we're going to be doing is looking at a couple of really cool A minor arpeggios or A minor based arpeggios, but they're going to use some of the extensions or the chordal extensions from an A Dorian scale. So we're thinking in the key of G major. We're going up to mode 2, which is A Dorian, and we've got this A minor sound. So here's the scale. And then the chord, this A minor 11 chord. Now I'm going to show you the chord because I've got it on my little loop that I've got down here. And this is an A minor 11 chord. So the chord first, put the second finger on the low E string at the 5th fret. Then mute the A string with the second finger, so lean onto it. Put your third finger on D5, your little finger on G5, and your first finger on B3. Now if you can, if your hands are big enough or you've been playing for long enough that you've got this control, try and keep that first finger proud of the high E string, because when you put that on you get the 5th on top of the chord, which sounds really cool. So when we strum the strings we get this. Nice A minor 11 chord. If you can't get that high E string, you'll get this sound. Equally cool, no problem there at all. Okay, now the arpeggios, we've got two of them. The first one slowly goes like this. Very pretty sound, I'll go through it in a second. And then the second one sounds like this. We're going to start on the third of the chord, C, and we get this sound. So before I teach them to you, I'm going to let you hear them over a loop that I've recorded with this A minor 11 chord. Sounds like this. So those are our two arpeggios, really cool sounding. Let me show you the first one, starting on the A. We're going to put the first finger on the low E string at the 5th fret, and these are going to be divided into 4-note chunks, basically. And the first 4 notes we're going to play are E5 with the first finger, which is the root note. Then we're going to hammer onto the 8th fret on the E string, which is the note C, or the third of the chord. We're then going to go to A7 with the second finger, and then D5 with the first finger. So we get this. Now the picking pattern I've got here, this is particular to me, you don't have to do this. I'm going down, hammer, down, middle finger on the right hand. So if you watch that right hand in particular, down, hammer, down, middle. Okay, the next set of 4 notes we're going to play, we go back to the 3rd, or C, this is the 8th fret of the E string. We're going to play E8 with the 3rd finger, A7 with the 2nd finger, then we're going to play D5 with the 1st finger and hammer onto D9 with the little finger. And this is actually the 9th of the chord as well. Now my picking there is down, middle finger, down, hammer. You can sweep that if you want, down, 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 hammer. Entirely up to you. Okay, next 4 notes. We start with the 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the A string. Then we're going to go to the 5th fret of the D string, hammer onto the 9th fret with the 1st and little fingers respectively, and then we're going to play the 7th fret of the G string with the 2nd finger. So we get this. Okay, so we've got this so far, 3 sets of 4 notes, or 3 4-note arpeggios. Okay, next arpeggio, we're going to start with the 1st finger on the 5th fret of the D string, hammer onto 9 with the little finger, then we're going to go to the 7th fret of the G string, and then 1st finger on the 5th fret of the B string. Okay, Okay, landing on the 5th of the chord on that B string. So we've got this now. The picking for that particular arpeggio is the same as the first arpeggio we played. Pick, hammer, pick, middle. Okay, now our last set of 4 notes that we're going to play, we put the second finger on, sorry, not the last, we've got one more before this, so we're going another, we've got 2 more sets of 4 notes. So we've got little finger on the 9th fret of the D string, second finger on the 7th fret of the G string, first finger on the 5th fret of the B string, and then the 8th fret of the B string with the little finger. Okay, now the last arpeggio. Second finger on the 7th fret of the G string, first finger on the 5th fret of the B, and then we're going to put little or third finger, whichever is more comfortable, on the 8th fret of the B string and hammer on. Then we're going to go to the 7th fret of the high E string with the second or third finger, depends which finger you use for this 8th fret on the B, and then pull off to the 5th fret of the high E string. Okay, so now the picking for those last 2 little sections were down, middle, down, hammer for this arpeggio. And then for the final arpeggio, down, middle, hammer, down. I actually use an upstroke or a downstroke or the middle finger depending on how I'm feeling. Again, the option is entirely up to you as to what feels comfortable. So you could go and then middle finger, or downstroke, or upstroke. Do what feels comfortable for you. Okay, so that whole thing put together. Really cool sound, very kind of fusion sounding. So the second arpeggio that we're going to play starts on the C here at the 8th fret of the E string and goes like this. Again, constructed the same way using 4-note arpeggios. So we start on the C, we're going to hammer with a little finger onto the 12th fret of the E string, then we're going to play A10 and then D9 with the second and first fingers, and we pick, hammer, pick, middle. We're then going to play 12 on the E, 10 on the A, 9 on the D, hammer onto 12 on the D. And the picking there is down, middle, down, hammer. So 2 together. Okay, we're then going to start on the 10th fret of the A string, and we're going to play A10 with the second finger, D9 with the first finger, hammer onto 12 with the little finger, and then play G11, sorry, brain failure, G11 with the third finger. This is a cool note. This is the 13th of the chord, so it sounds really, really kind of hip and jazzy. So, okay, then we're going to play 9 on the D, hammer onto 12 on the D. Then we're going to play 11 on the G string, and then 10 on the B. Okay, so far. Now a little thing, notice the fingering change that I did there. From this arpeggio here, where we're going hammer from 9 to 12 on the D, I use my third finger instead of the little finger, and then second and first finger. And this facilitates a little position shift further up the arpeggio. Okay, so watch this fingering change. And here's the fingering change. Okay, now we're going to play 12 on the D, 11 on the G, and then 10 on the B, and a hammer onto 13 on the B. Okay, so all together. And then the last arpeggio is going to start on the 11th fret of the G string. We're going to go to 10 on the B, hammer onto 13, go to 12 on the high E with the third finger, and pull off back to 10 on the same string. This is probably the trickiest part of the arpeggio because you've got this awkward little combination of the little and third finger on adjacent strings. So the whole thing sounds like this. Okay, here's the same arpeggios one more time, nice and slow with the actual loop. So there you have it, two really cool sounding arpeggios that you can use over an A minor 7 chord, or in actual fact they'll work over all of the chords from the key of G major, except the one chord G major, so you can try it over any of the other chords as well. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, guys, and I'll see you next time.